So we were discussing a few questions and answer to these questions on data structure. Let us take them. 28th is any implicit arguments are passed to a function when it is called? Implicit arguments. Yes, there is a set of implicit argument that contain information necessary for the function to execute and return correctly. So these are the implicit arguments. So this is correct. So one of them is the return address, because once the function has transferred the control, how the callee function or the call function will know that where to return, because after the execution the control will be somewhere else. So the return address, which is stored within the function's data area, and at the time of returning to calling the program, the address is retrieved and the function branches to that location which was stored earlier. 29 is parenthesis is never required in postfix and prefix expression. Why? Parenthesis means this one or this one. These are not required because the order of the operators in this postfix and prefix expression, it by itself determines the actual order of operation for evaluating certain expression. 30 is list out the areas in which data structures are applied extensively. Now there is a huge list, but you can give certain example like compiler design, operating system, DBMS, statistical analysis package, numerical analysis, graphics, artificial intelligence, simulation, etc. 31 is what are the major data structure used in the following areas? Network data model and hierarchical data model. Now this is network. Network means mesh or a combination. Network can be a rail network, network can be road network or a telecommunication network, right? So for this, and the hierarchical is understood, hierarchical because there are various levels, so we know what we are going to use. But for network model, generally RDBMS, we use this array of structures, and for graphical hierarchical, it's obvious that we'll use trees. 32 is if you are using C language to implement the heterogeneous linked list, what I've given the example also, what pointer type will you use? Of course, when you have heterogeneous means the data items will be of different types. Say one will be character, one will be integer, may other be double. For that he will use this void pointer, because void pointer is capable of storing pointer to any type as it is a generic pointer. 32 is minimum number of queues required to implement the priority queue. There will be two queues which will be required, one for the element and other for storing the sequence actually. So one queue for actual storing and other for storing the priorities. Then what is the data structure used to perform recursion? Now what happens in recursion? First, the answer is stack. Since it is following the last in first out property, it remember its caller. So it knows whom to return when the function has to return. Because recursion means a function calling itself, breaking the problem into simpler problems and calling itself. So recursion makes use of system stack. There is a area of stack and heap, system stack and system heap for storing return addresses of the function call. So every recursion function has its iterative, so non-recursive functions, even when such equivalent iterative procedures are written, we use explicit stack. What are the notations used in evaluation of arithmetic expression using prefix and postfix forms? These are Polish and reverse Polish notations. Now you need to convert this to equivalent prefix and postfix notation, and I hope that if I give you this hint of the answer, you will be able to judge how we made this, because these are parentheses and you know that first this will be done. Okay, this one. So we wrote this here. Then what will come? Because we start with the left hand side. So this D minus E is here. Then A plus B into C, that will be A plus B will be computed first. This is A plus B, and then C with the multiplication. So C is here, multiplication is here. Then these two expression will be subtracted. So subtraction is here. What about F plus G? F plus G will be done. This one. And finally here, operator, this will be applied. And I hope you will be able to do the postfix in the similar fashion. Sorting is not possible by which of the following methods? Sorting involves insertion, selection, exchange, but deletion will not be. This will not be the operation that will ever sort the element. So using insertion, we can perform insertion sort. Using selection, we can perform selection sort. Using exchange, we can perform the bubble sort, but no sorting method can be done just using deletion. List out few of the applications of tree data structure or manipulation of arithmetic expression, symbol table construction, syntax analysis. 39 is list out few applications that make use of multi-link structure. Multi-link structure. For that you have sparse matrix, index generation, etc. And which is the suitable efficient data structure in tree construction? You have this array, linked list, tag, queue, none. And the answer would be linked list. So the best is, or the suitable or efficient data structure for tree construction will be linked list. What is the type of algorithm used in solving the 8 queens problem? And this is backtracking. In an AVL tree, at which condition the balancing is to be done? The AVL tree condition is that the difference of the one node to the subordinate node, that is the left or right, should be either -1 or 1. So if it becomes greater than 1 or less than -1, that is a height factor, total value is high factor, then you are going to balance the tree. There are 8, 15, 13, 14 nodes were there in 4 different trees. Which of them could have formally formed a full binary tree? 8, 15, 13, 14. So in general what happens, this 15 is the answer. Yeah, there are 15 nodes. So you have 8 nodes, 15 nodes, 13 nodes, 14 nodes. So what happens, this is, we'll solve it mathematically. There are 2n-1 nodes in a full binary tree. So let us see by the method of elimination. Full binary tree contains odd number of nodes. So there cannot be a full binary tree by either 8 or by either 14. So we cannot have this 8 or 14 here. Then 15 and 13. With 13 nodes, we can form a complete binary tree, but not a full binary tree. So that will be a complete binary tree. The answer would be 15. So full and complete binary trees, they are quite different. So understand that all full binary tree are complete binary trees, but complete binary tree are not full binary tree. In RDBMS, what is the efficient data structure used in internal storage representation? We have seen array of structures, but now what is for internal storage? For that we use B plus tree. Why? Because this B plus tree, all the data is stored only in the leaf node. That makes the searching quite easier. So this corresponds to the records that shall be stored in a leaf node. One of the following tree structure, which is efficient considering space and time complexity, which one of this is the answer? Following tree which is efficient, can you judge the answer? Efficient in space and time complexity. It is actually a complete binary tree. Let us use that method of elimination again. Full binary tree loses its nature when the operation of insertion and deletions are done. For incomplete binary trees, extra property of complete binary trees maintained even after operations like additions or deletions are done on it. So the answer would be our complete binary tree. What is a spanning tree? This is associated with the network. So all the nodes of the graph appear on the tree only once. So the minimum spanning tree is a spanning tree is organized so that the total edge weight in a graph, we have edges and vertices. So the total edge weight of a weighted graph between two nodes is minimized. This is MST. Does the minimum spanning tree of a graph give the shortest distance between any two specified nodes? No, because MST assures that the total weight of the tree is kept at minimum. It assures that what we have learned just now, but it doesn't mean that the distance between any two nodes involved in the minimum spanning tree is minimum. This is not the criteria which is used here. Whether linked list is linear or non-linear. With access strategy, it is linear. Storage strategy, it is non-linear. Okay, storage linked list is a non-linear. So 49 is and data type is a keyword of a programming language that specifies the amount of memory needed to store data and the kind of data that will be stored in that memory. What is that keyword? When we apply to a data type in a programming language, it will specify the amount of memory needed to store the data and the kind of data that will be stored in that memory. This is the abstract. The answer is abstract. So what are the different abstract data type groups? You have integer, floating type, character, boolean. These are the 4 different data types groups. And you determine the amount of memory to reserve by determining the appropriate abstract data type group to use, then deciding which abstract data type within the group is right for the data. So there are different abstract data type groups, which are these one. We have just seen that. 51 is which of the following abstract data types are not used by integer abstract data type groups? Short, integer, float, or long. So the integer abstract data type consists of 4 abstract data types used to reserve memory. That is byte, short, int, long. So this will not be there. 52 is what pointer type is used to implement the heterogeneous linked list in C. Of course, we have seen earlier also this is void pointer. 53 is what is the minimum number of queues needed to implement priority queue. This is also we have seen. These are important questions. That is why the repetition is there. The answer would be 2. One for access storing, one for storing the priorities. So which data structure is used to perform recursion? Of course, we know that it is tag, and we have known that because the function is calling itself again and again. For that, we need some return address to be stored, and the latest one has to be retrieved. That is why we use tag. And what are some of the application of the tree data structure? One manipulation of arithmetic expression. First is this. Then we have symbol table construction, syntax analysis. 56 is which data structure algorithm is used to solving the 8 queens problem. That will be backtracking in a naval tree. At which condition the balancing is to be done? Again, they are repeating. That is, if it goes higher, -1, less than -1 or greater than 1. We have seen that 8, if the tree is containing 8, 15 or 13 or 14 nodes of different types, which of them can form a full binary. We have seen how 15 can be done. Okay. So we have repeated some questions, but don't worry about that. These are important questions. So these are few interview VIVA questions. We'll be coming up with more. Thank you so much. Take care.